A good friend of mine
Hello,
gave that
folks.
to me.
Welcome to the Shacknews Twitch channel. Today is Monday, April the 11th, I believe. The year is 2022. This is the wide world of electronic sports. We're here, episode number 127. Here with our host, Phil, Rod, Brian. How's it going? Tell us about the week that was esports and introduce our special guest.
Chris, it's going so well. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for episode 127 of Wide World of Electronic Sports. Yes, it is another week, another episode. I'm Bryan Lefler, contributing editor for Shacknews, joined as always by my illustrious co-host, Rodney Conyers Jr. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing really well as always. Let's get it, man.
Absolutely. And the phenomenal Phil Visu. How are you today?
Big chilling, my guy. What's going on? What's going on? Ain't nothing too much.
Oh, well, you know what's going on. We have another huge interview today. Of course, the man needs no introduction. We have with us Larry Lurr himself in the house on Shacknews Twitch. How are you doing today, Larry?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just chilling. Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we are very glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. First, let's go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit. Let us know, a little bit about yourself and how you came into professional Smash. We like to get a little bit of insight into, where you came from.
Yeah, so I've been playing Smash competitively for almost 16 years, the long ass time.
That is.
I got into Smash through a friend. He discovered Smash boards, and then we saw that there was tournaments in our area, and we just decided to go to events. And I, like most people, I sucked at first. I started with Melee. I was getting destroyed, and I just stuck around and kept getting better, and the rest is history. But yeah, I play Ultimate competitively. I also do content creation for it, so I stream to YouTube, that kind of stuff.
Yo, that's super dope, man. Like, I feel like just on the topic of content creation, and I didn't want to like jump into this too early, but Brad always felt like you should have been and did content creation. I mean, you were like easily just one of the most unapologetically funny people in the community, naturally too, because there's just a lot of unfunny people trying too hard. But dude, like it just came off so natural for you. And I'm like, I know the Fox is nice, but I want to see my man create some content too.
That's the thing. People say I'm like, I've actually had like a lot of people say I'm funny. I don't even try to be funny. I'll just say something. People laugh. I'm like, that wasn't even a joke. They're just, yeah.
I don't think you're funny, Larry. I don't think you're funny at all. Okay.
Thank you.
You know.
Are you gonna say I'm hilarious?
No. I don't think you're funny. I think you're yourself, and it just comes off as a goofy ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between I'm funny. I'm a funny ass dude, right?
You are funny.
You're a goofy ass dude, and that goofiness is entertainment, and that's why you maximizing off this shit now is impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have it when you won Apex years and years ago. You didn't have it then, man. It wasn't you. You weren't that guy. You're not the guy you are now. I'm happy who you are now, but you weren't that guy back then. But now you're hitting on all cylinders, my man.
Yeah,
That's
I
legit.
mean, when I was younger, I was very I'm still awkward, but I feel like I just didn't socialize with that many people. I was just very to myself, which I mean, I still am, but I feel like I've just gotten better at talking with people and just communicating in general.
Yeah.
Big facts.
I mean, dude, when you have just like the accolades and everything you have, I mean, bro, there's probably people coming up to you left and right at events. And I'm like, how does a person like this even keep themselves composed to sign autographs and to take pictures while also still trying to like be the human being that is Larry Lurr? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely at first. The first time it happened, I was like, dude, what? Like during Brawl, people were like, oh, can you sign my controller or something like that? And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. It's kind of weird, but yeah, as time passed, just got used to it.
That's right, man. Yo, I'm so excited that you're here, yo. So, man, let's just what part should we jump into first, Brian? Because we know there's a billion questions, but I know that like you have it kind of sectioned out the type of way.
Well, I kind of wanted to talk about just some current news that's broken out in Smash, because as we all know, Nintendo and Panda Global announced the partnership, and then out of nowhere comes this twit longer saying
Oh
that
my god.
it's not
Are we
actually
talking
going to
about
happen.
this?
Yes, we
We're
are talking
about it.
this. We have to talk about it. What do you think about it? Come on.
All right, here's what I think about this. So
Oh shit.
somehow, some way, some form, this random twit longer from this random account that was just created comes out and tweets all this shit about, or twit longers all this shit about how the circuit's not happening, how Panda and Nintendo haven't been in contact since mid-December, and they just use like any excuse they can to get some publicity, and then just kind of back out of it, right? Once they got like the clicks for clout and hype. Here's why this whole thing is disproven. Because I know for a fact, without revealing
Mm,
anything, that's just not
mm.
true. The no context is mid-December is just blatantly untrue. So I have no idea why you would go to bat and tweet something like that. How it even got like a lot of attention is beyond me. It's one of my subs posted in Discord. I thought it was funny as shit. I was like, this is just somebody just like got bored and just decided, let me just give this shit a chance. You know what I'm saying? They like quote tweeted themselves like 15 times trying to get somebody to give a shit about it. So I wouldn't put too much stock into what a random burner account says. I wouldn't really put too much stock into what Twitter says, period. That's just me personally. But yeah, I wouldn't I don't know when I do, it does seem like it's definitely been delayed. I don't know when it's gonna actually start, but to say it's like outright canceled and that, they don't have any communication, that's just cap.
Larry, I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Well, just that and the Panda Global circuit itself. Just having another large circuit announced and then being partnered with Nintendo themselves. I would just want to know how you feel about being able to play in a circuit that might have like just a little bit more official representation, or does that not even matter to you at all?
Keep it real,
So
Larry. Don't bullshit.
I just want to come out and say that the whole Twitlonger thing I didn't even know about because honestly I don't really like keep track of like social media like that, especially after everything that happened in 2020. So I've just been staying off of social media like pretty often. So literally when you guys mentioned it, that was my first time ever hearing it. But it getting canceled and being delayed, I would assume it's probably going to be delayed, and if it were, I would assume it's because of Nintendo, because Nintendo is kind of it's like it's just a hassle to work with.
These views
Like,
do not express that of Visu. Thank you.
yeah, I think that regarding the circuit itself, I think it's great. Obviously, just having more like having a circuit like that, it's gonna give more publicity to the Smash community. It's gonna like have more like teams and stuff willing to invest in Smash. So that's nice. But like aside from that, it's just another tournament to me. I feel like I've gone to like so many like tournaments and circuits. It's like it's just another one. Like not saying it's bad. It's obviously great, but that's how I'm seeing it like competitive wise. In terms of opportunities and stuff, it's fantastic though.
Mhm. I mean, so let me ask you this: what would you, as somebody who's been in the community for so long, I mean, you've made it through like what is it now? 4 different eras of Smash, 4 different iterations, maybe 5. I mean, what would you like to see from not just the Panda circuit, but from just the circuit in general? Or if there is something you have seen that you like, I mean, feel free to highlight it as well.
I mean, just personally for me, I would just want Nintendo to just be more, like with the community on things. I feel like in a lot of situations, like something nice will happen, but then Nintendo will just do something else. It's like always 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing with Nintendo. I just would like them to be more willing to help out the community and not just like help out, but then they're like, okay, well, we'll fuck this and like get rid of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm also just a little worried about the thing too. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that obviously they wanted to partner with some events, and just looking at how the business is probably going to shake out. There's a lot of events already that are on another circuit, and a lot of the other events that could have already happened already did happen at the beginning of the year. So it just leads me to believe, like, man, I don't know if Panda can partner with anybody, but if they could do their own standalone events, I mean, I would love to see that. You know, Panda's already done it once or twice. They did it Too Hot to Handle so many years ago, and that was a really fun time. One of the few events I think held in Miami. Well, up until today, of course, with Let's Make Big Moves Miami that just got announced. I know we'll talk about that, but yeah, we need to see, if nothing else, maybe some standalone majors from them. I know they can do it. I've seen Panda do it, and I know Nintendo got that coin. I mean, nobody would know about the coin better than EE. So,
Whoa. Well, listen.
can we talk about it?
I am well compensated for my work, and I absolutely adore people who are at Nintendo who operate with. A lot of people with Nintendo don't realize the dudes from Nintendo of America don't make the decisions that put the community at arms. That's the folks over in Japan who don't give a shit. Okay, and that's just how they operate over there. But the folks in Nintendo of America, man, cool. They're cool with the community and all that other stuff. So I can't really speak too much on how things shake down, but I mean, from Larry's point as a competitor, I think like he's just gonna go into any situation just try and win that shit, right? My perspective as a caster, if it pays well, I'm gonna go there and get the bag and have a good time, cast some high level Smash. Just how it is, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this year's art with the Smash World Tour announced, I feel like this year's already like congested as hell already. Like I have all the dates for events written down on my phone, and it is a hot mess. So I don't even know if it would be a bad idea to just wait until next year to just launch it. Like maybe like give a date like middle of this year and then like have that kind of cleared out. But yeah, as it stands right now, I don't see where it fits in. But if they do still end up doing it, I'm with it.
No.
Should.
I completely agree with you, though. I think it is still going to happen. It's been delayed. You definitely shouldn't put any stock into just some random tweet longer from a random Twitter account. We had to bring it up, though. I had to talk about it. It's just hit, like you said, it just kind of blew up out of nowhere, and people were taking this as gospel, But I mean, people are going to do that with anything they read on the internet. Let's move on and talk about Larry, though. Larry Lurr, you're here. Obviously, let's talk about your career, your status as a living meme. I mean, how do you feel about your kind of Twitter explosion in recent times?
Yeah, what the hell is that about? Who is that guy who keeps
what
tweeting
is
you out?
So pretty much this happened because of this dude named George OD. He just kept spamming that one picture of me, and it's gotten to the point where Hideki Naganuma posted it, and yeah, I legit don't understand why, but I'm not complaining. It's pretty good publicity for me.
Listen. So that picture popped up into a corner of Black Twitter. Now, obviously, we're all Black, but we know Twitter's broken down into a lot of different subcategories. There's Black Twitter, there's esports Twitter, there's all that other types of Twitter. So your picture popped up on the other corner of Twitter, and my boy back at home, who doesn't even follow Smash, found that picture of you, and he was just like, "Yo, is this Ludacris's twin brother, Preposterous?" And I was just like, "Bruh, I'm absolutely dead right now." Larry Lurr has literally crossed the multiverse on some Doctor Strange shit.
Oh, you're talking about when I got my hair braided?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bro, you are just every damn where. I don't get it, man. But yeah, on this topic of your career and just everything that you've done, I mean, give us, just like your earliest, background in Smash. I mean, many know you as Larry Lurr. There's plenty of others who know you as your old tag. So let's break it all down, man. Let's go all the way back to you were playing Melee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I started in Melee in 2006. Yeah, my original tag was,
Same. That's why I started playing Melee.
Yeah. My original tag was DEHF, which stands for Does Everyone Hate Falco? And pretty much the story behind that is I played Falco and my friends didn't like it. So, yeah. When I first started, I wasn't very good, but within a year, I became power ranked in Southern California, which was a big deal because during that time, SoCal was still like, I don't think it was the best region, but it was considered one of the best regions. So
who were the big hitters back then? Like in Melee, who'd you have to fight a lot?
Ken, DSF, like literally went to everything.
Legend.
Yeah, Ken, DSF, Hugs. This guy who was on the come up, you might have heard of him, Mango.
Maybe once or twice. It rings a bell.
Yeah. Lucky. Yeah. Funny story. So I think it was like a week or two before Mango won pound 3. I beat him, and he told me because I beat him in tournament, he didn't want to go to pound 3 anymore. He was like, "Fucking suck! I lost to Larry."
Oh damn! Holy shit! I can definitely hear Mango saying something like that, man. Dude. So I mean, you're playing Melee, but I also know you played a lot of Brawl too. Now, was the transition from Melee to Brawl for you like was it a seamless transition? Because there was plenty of others who were just like, I'm not fucking with this. I'm sticking with what I know best. But it looks like you just kind of carried over that momentum to the next title.
Funny story about that. Initially, so I played Brawl for like I want to say a couple of months when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
The very first Brawl tournament that was hosted, I got second at, and then after that, I kind of just stopped because like I'll just focus on Melee. I didn't really like Brawl that much. The only reason I ended up like competing in Brawl tournaments is I was going to school at the time, and there was this guy I knew that I became friends with, and he really liked Brawl and he wanted to go to tournaments. So I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty good in Melee. I can help you get good in Brawl. So I started like training him, and then we went to tournaments. I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually like pretty good.
Man, does this guy have a name, Larry?
Yeah, can we?
Or has he been canceled?
His tag is Gameophile. I don't know if you guys remember it. If anyone knows him, but yeah, it's his tag. Gameophile.
That tag is in the neighborhood, but it ain't what I thought it was about to be. But okay, you got it. You got it. You got it.
He made Game & Watch.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see how it's spelled now.
Oh, he was one of them gyms on all his Brawl spamming the lag and shit like that. I hated players like that.
No, he didn't play. He didn't really play online. We just
yeah.
We kind of just we had like a whole offline thing. We played each other a lot, so for that reason we didn't really play online.
Gotcha. Okay, that's straight. Okay, so continue.
Yeah, no, literally, if it wasn't for him, I probably would not have gone to Brawl tournaments. like legitimately, he like also drive me to events and stuff.
Well, how long after like you started playing with him and kind of got back into Brawl did you go on to win Apex? Because you won the 2010 Apex, right?
So I started playing Brawl again more seriously. I want to say it was like mid to late 2009, and then Apex was summer of 2010.
Right.
Yeah. Another funny story about that. Apex, I was gonna quit playing Smash competitively.
After you won, or before you won?
Before I won, I just decided I was gonna make it my last tournament. I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I wasn't gonna tell anyone. I was just gonna stop going to tournaments. But so I won the tournament. I gave you guys remember Rain, right? Rain was at the time. Rain at the time was the best player in Japan.
Incredible.
He mained Falco as well. I mained Falco. After I won, I gave him my controller, the controller I used to win Apex. He like got super happy, gave me a big hug, and yeah, I just left. And then like 5-10 minutes later, he found me again, and he gave me a Club Nintendo Mario controller. I was like, what the fuck? This was brand new, and that was like, yeah,
that's a hard controller to get your hands on.
Yeah, he just gave it to me like brand new. I'm like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting anything in return. Cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. After I won, he gave me the control. I'm like, maybe I should play again. And so I just kept playing.
That's good. I think that's a good story.
That's a great story, actually. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know who? There's actually a little bit more of a history between us, Larry. You know who commentated your big win there?
I remember. You were like the thing because I rewatched the sets. The thing I remember the most is you kept yelling, Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
He just learned that word the other day. Yeah.
It's true. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe what I was seeing, man. I was like,
Yes,
shit, this brother's really about to win Apex. They ain't have him on the books. I was like, let's get it. Yeah, it was crisp. I was happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Got
remember
over
what
Brew.
was
That's crazy.
wasn't it Pound that you pretended to be me?
Oh,
Oh no,
2016?
that was so that tournament that I got mistaken for you at was like Clash of the Titans, like 4 or 5, something like that.
Okay.
It was one of those Clash tournaments, and somebody was like, "Are you Larry?" And I was just like, "Is it maybe it's because I'm black or whatever?" So I just played into it, and they ended up buying me lunch. They were severely disappointed after we played some friendlies, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing with Falco. I think that's after that tournament when I decided to pick up Falco. But yeah, they
Okay.
figured it out. I think somebody came over and said, "E, why are you using the Larry tag or the Def tag?" And I was like, and the guy was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh shit!" I think I just got the hell out of there for the rest of the day.
I
It's
had a
Chris
moment
lunch,
like
though.
that too.
You got free lunch.
Somebody
Chris lunch.
somebody thought I was Sam Sora once. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easy.
Pulled up
That
to
makes it more that's more
actually-
reasonable than me and Larry getting mixed
yeah.
up, especially back then when I was fucking 300 pounds.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
not even the same
8'12".
shade of black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
none of us are.
To
That
be
was
fair, streams weren't as prominent back then, so maybe that's why it was easier to mistake, I guess. I don't know. I just ain't had no money, so I wasn't turning down free lunch.
I feel that. Yo, man, so here we are, we got Brawl, Smash 4 is around the corner. I mean, what were your initial thoughts on that? I mean, you kind of hit the ground running with it and you stayed proficient to the very end of its cycle, but what were your thoughts kind of going into it?
Brawl to Smash 4.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have. I didn't know what to expect. Like obviously I was just gonna play and compete in it. But after I played the 3DS, I hated the 3DS because I'm like, dude, I need a GameCube controller. This fucking sucks. I can't do anything. And then to make it worse, I was playing Villagers. So I'm like, yeah, I was playing a character that didn't fit me very well. And yeah, so 4 comes out. There's the whole Sky Invitational.
Remember that gym ass tournament?
No, Lord.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I just remember having a character crisis. I didn't know who to use.
Well, you won the San Diego Comic Con thing.
Yeah, with Bowser.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, I was like, so Larry playing
3DS?
Bowser and Bowser looks.
Yeah.
You won that on 3DS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, what the heck is going on? Larry playing Bowser?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You guys know who you know who Zigsta is?
Zix?
I don't think so.
Zigsta, he's like this Bowser player.
I don't remember Gippy Fish.
Yeah. Well, Gippy Fish mainly Bowser, but Zigsta was like a Brawl Bowser player. I was playing. Yeah, I was playing on the 3DS, and I was talking to him like, dude, who should I use? He's like, dude, secretly Bowser's broken. He's like, just play Bowser. And that's basically what I did. Because it started off with free for alls, and Bowser being as strong as he is just made it easier to win free for alls. So I just forward smash people, and they die like 20% because their DI was trash. And then once I eventually got to like one-on-one matches, no one who made it past free for alls were that good. So I just won.
Oh, so wait, the format wasn't like just 1v1 from jump?
No, it's free for all.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
it's free for all, and yeah. So
of course you won that.
That was free.
Good shit. That's actually amusing. I didn't know that. All right, that's good. I remember. Oh, what the hell was it? What was that tournament you were in? That damn, I can't remember what it was. There was like a tournament you were in, and you got like kind of cheat. You got cheese, and I lost money on it because I side betted it for you. Oh no! I won money because I side betted on you. It was the damn Evo with the customs because that dumb fat cone Mr. Wizard thought that'd be a good idea to have on. Yeah, it was against that cornball from
Captain
New
Awesome.
England. Yeah,
Captain Awesome,
that cornball, yeah.
No, that was the Amazing Amphros. He's the one that pushed that through. Remember, Amazing
Oh,
Amphros and
well,
Lux.
either way, I'm won some
Yeah.
money thanks to Larry, even though that set took damn near 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
That shit was painful, dog. How did you like stay composed to win that shit, bro? Because he was playing like a whole bitch. No disrespect to him.
Well, before I played him, I was talking to Void because Void was there and he was very adept at using customs, especially at Sheik. And there was someone in Hawaii who like knew about like the custom villager stuff. So they just helped me out. Like I talked with them and they were just explaining to me like, okay, you could do this, don't panic, etc., etc. So I just remembered what they told me, and it helped me out a lot. Like I definitely wouldn't have won if Void and like the people from Hawaii that were there didn't help me.
Dig that.
Yeah,
Aren't you like a native Hawaiian anyway? Well, not native Hawaiian, but they like you.
Yeah. I went to. Oh, that's
Hawaii
the other thing,
right?
Yeah. So that was the other thing. Before Apex 2010, I went to KawaiiCon. Like it was literally like a week before, and I was in Hawaii for like over a week, just playing with like everyone there, like nonstop. But that was also like the most at the time I'd ever played like practice because I was still going to school at the time, so I was doing school and then I would like play with some friends, but I didn't play that often. Like literally in Hawaii, I woke up, played, got lunch, played, got dinner, played. Like I was just playing like a lot.
Y'all didn't go no hikes or nothing?
I mean, not really.
Man, I hate you, bro. You go to Hawaii just to play Smash all day? You Jim?
Well, I'm not gonna go. I hate the beach. I mean, I got like I did other stuff. They took me to restaurants. I like food.
Good job.
The food's pretty good, so I mean.
You won. You won. So who am I to question? You did win the tournament. I'm proud of you.
There you go, man. Yo,
you're proud of me, but part of you isn't.
Part of me's dead inside.
Part of me is disappointed.
Okay. Aren't you going to the next QuietCon?
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been a spoiler.
No, it's not.
Okay.
They announced it already. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, whoops, I'm an asshole. All right, cool.
there you go, man. Yo, so bro, what do you think your like crowning achievement is in Smash 4, bro? And like, feel free to think long and hard about this too, because you did a lot. I mean, top 8, placements pretty much all the damn time. Especially like at the boom of the sagas too, like when those kind of came about, like you really started just beating ass. So, but what do you think like your biggest achievement is?
I mean, personally for me, it would definitely be winning Mexico Saga, just because, I had to double eliminate Zero, who is best player at the time. I freaking played him in 3 sets, and they all went to game 5. So we went to game 15, and I ended up winning. I think that's probably like the biggest one because, yeah, it was huge. Like very few people like actually won a tournament over him.
Yeah, because I remember there was a stint where it was kind of like it was almost back and forth, neck and neck. I mean, there were some days obviously where like he'd have your number, but man, the days where you were just on 10 in grand finals, I remember I can't remember what trip I was on, but we had it playing in the car. And I had never been as glued into a match as I was when I was watching like you just beat the shot of Zero. I was like, God damn, Fox is broken, y'all. And nobody wanted to believe me. And I'm like, look, if you need an example, go look at Larry freaking Lurr's Fox. His character is ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude. My favorite Larry Zero encounter is probably like one of them saga. What was the saga? It was actually, I think it might have been my saga. It was that ghetto ass saga that Champ had in that saga? Venue. Yeah, fuck that venue that didn't even have a name. I'm pretty sure Champ just found the venue. It was like the door was unlocked. You know what? I'm just gonna hold a tournament here. It didn't have a name. There was no locks on the doors. It was the ghetto part, the Jack
It
in the
was
Box.
definitely the Jack in the Box had bars on it.
Yeah, it had bars on it, bulletproof glass. I'm like, Champ, where the hell you got this tournament? He's like, well, it is EE Saga. I was like, I left Baltimore to come to
Yeah,
Cali. I didn't want to go to Baltimore West Coast, you Jim. I was tight.
Dude, I
That's
fucking
OD.
love Champ.
I've been holding
I
that in
love
for
Champ.
years.
I love Champ.
I love Champ too. I miss him. But goddamn now. And then like the very next tournament, Faux Saga, is at Esports Arena. I'm like, all right, that's all right. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. But yeah, no, that was really because you used Donkey Kong, I think. It was pretty sick.
Yeah. I also reverse 3-0 Void. That was probably like, I actually think that was the craziest thing I've done in Smash 4.
Yeah.
Because the way I beat Void was like, I should have lost like 10 times. And then
But you didn't.
Won, and then I won game 3 and reverse 3-0'd him. That's why. I think it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you were just the better player that day, man. I mean, come on, can we talk about it? It's all right, man. You can hype yourself up. You can be like, I was nice with it that day.
No, dude, I literally just guessed right like multiple times. He put me in like so many 50-50s, and I just kept guessing right.
Oh.
Dude, Larry Void like was eternally one of the greatest rivalries in Smash 4. 'Cause I think you guys like, what was your split, like 25-25 at the end or something like that? It was really high.
It was like very even. Like we went very back and forth.
Mhm.
Like there was definitely multiple sets where we were just dead even in sets.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, with him being that good, I mean, would you maybe say he was one of your tougher, if not your toughest opponent in Smash 4? I mean, and I'm asking this, but you played it literally against everybody, and you had some of the greatest sets literally in Smash history. But specifically speaking about Smash 4, though, like, do you think he might have been your toughest opponent?
Toughest, no, but definitely if I had a rival in Smash 4, it was him.
Okay. Who do you think your toughest one would have been? Because he's obviously your most consistently played against one. But who do you think is like, damn, like I gotta play this guy? Like, there's a good chance Lil Fox ain't gonna make it.
Lima. I literally never beat Lima in Smash 4. He always
Did you really never
Oh.
beat him?
No, I never beat him in Smash 4.
Bayonetta was.
I beat everyone else, but not him.
You know what? I want to say I kind of remember that too, like being a thing. Like, damn, I do remember you saying something about that on Twitter. Like you and Lima, like you just Bayonetta is just Bayonetta, man. I mean, no disrespect to Lima and their gameplay. I mean, you know, he's a phenomenal player, but yeah, like Bayonetta and Fox, that's a tough one.
It's not even him because I didn't think the matchup was that bad. I just think he was good versus Fox, and I feel like he just had like a good read on me or something. Because I had beaten the other Bayonettas. I had just never beaten him. I've literally taken a set up off of the other top Bayonettas if I've played them multiple times.
That's weird. And where is he? He was from Texas, wasn't it? There was like no Foxes of your level in Texas, was it?
No, I mean they had good Foxes, but yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. Damn. Well, damn. All right.
Yeah. I don't. All right. So, look, that's a nice little history lesson. Let's get to some real current day shit, okay?
Okay.
All right. No more of these softball questions. All right. Throwback 2 years ago. What was your reaction to the humongous Smash Armageddon? Tell me the truth. Unscripted.
Dude, I was just like, what the fuck? Like
How surprised were you with everything that came out? Like, with some things you're like, I'm not that surprised, and other things you're like, oh, what the fuck?
With everything, I mean, I was pretty fucking surprised. I didn't expect like most of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, you're so stunned. You're like, oh shit, I don't know what to say.
No, like legit. Like I didn't. But yeah, after it happened, I was just like, fuck, dude. Two things. So obviously, like I was surprised about everything. But then the second thing is I didn't like how everyone was just like super dogpiling everyone on Twitter. Like that I thought was odd because in a lot of cases you weren't even hearing the other person's side. Like they were just kind of just going at it, and I don't know. Even then, like obviously, you know, a lot of people did bad things and stuff like that. But I wouldn't I feel like some people are too the word. Hold on. I'm like trying to think of the word. I feel like that people are too fixated on one bad thing that someone did, you know?
Mhm.
Like obviously they did this horrible thing, yes. I'm not saying that you should forgive them or something like that, but at the end of the day, they're still a person. Like,
Yeah.
Here's
yeah,
my
Yeah,
thing.
it feels. Oh,
I
go
I
ahead, Phil.
always hold on. I always said that like there are levels to the things we saw. The thing is like let's say like a level 1 fuck up compared to a level 4 fuck up. Two totally different things. But everyone wanted to just have everyone on the same level. And I just thought that was so
yeah.
dumb. I was just like everyone's allowed to like fuck up and make mistakes. Obviously there's degrees where it's like no, you can't come back to the community, and then there's others where it's like, go fix yourself and then, try again later. But
Mhm.
everybody just was so quick to just put everybody in the same the same breath. And that was just like, to me, a lot of people were just like doing it for like attention. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like there was obviously a lot of serious shit, but some people, some of the way they handle things, like just over the top, just grandstand. I was just like, give me a fucking break, dude. Like you are not as morally superior as you fucking think. And a lot of those dudes ended up getting called out on it, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. And of course, they avoided saying anything because that's just how this community operates. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, I'm glad that at least what came out of it was like some really good open discussions. And I really think the community just in general, like coming back, like I consider like the first event we were really, really back was like, I think it was Riptide in Ohio and Shit Dusky. I feel like, coming into that tournament, there's like a lot of good camaraderie. People were like having a lot of good vibes, and, the community in general did get stronger. But yeah, there's definitely some like cornballs who are just like going way too hard on like some of the wrong people. Like, I don't know if I'm like
Right.
in the minority feeling that way, but that was just how I
Nah, I'm
feel.
with you, bro. I think what really threw me off was canceling somebody, hold people accountable. I think, the world needs to get a little bit more keen to that, whatever. But we've already beat them down. And I almost feel like people are now starting to get pleasure from, kicking a person while they're down. Now, I'm not saying that we should be remorseful because they're down, but I'm like, why do you keep coming back and, shooting a dead body? Like it's gone, bro. Like, if you want your retweets and your clicks and whatever, just say that. But hey, they're canceled. They have to get better, if you can even get better, if it is even redeemable. And they can't do that if you keep kicking them. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't get a job. You know what I'm saying? They've been canceled, but they got to work in society. If you call their job and cancel, like, hey, don't hire Larry Lurr. He's a bad dude from Twitter. Okay, how does he get better then? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just fucked. Like there's just no real rules. And I felt like, yes, again, hold people accountable, but it was just too much of the wild, wild west type of mentality where everybody was just like he said, everybody's on the same level, and it's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, people got mad at me for like seeing if somebody was like not killing themselves. That's when I knew. I was like, all right, some of y'all are just
Bro,
you live vicariously through hoping you get some likes and retweets on Twitter.
bro, they
Uh,
got mad at us, just all of us, not to again harp too much on this, but for like not saying something, even though we talked about all the other ones. It's like, yeah, you forgot about this one thing you didn't talk about, so now I'm pissed at you. Or you still follow this person on Twitter. Why is that? I'm like, whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa,
very
whoa. I said
weird.
this internet shit's not real. I don't like that motherfucker in real life. So can we relax? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know?
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean
that's just how we were, Larry. Like I don't know. I just like hearing like the top players take on shit.
yeah, I mean that's why I don't even like using social media like that
Yeah, I
anymore.
feel that.
Like I'll post some dumb shit. It's pretty much it. I really look at it. Aside
Well,
from
unless you're
that,
being memed into oblivion.
no, I mean there's that. Yeah, but I mean even then it's like okay, I'll just
No, I
retweet the
get
meme.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well,
No, I
well
mean
look,
that's
can we talk about the meme for a second? I mean, what where's this thing gonna go for you? Like, are you gonna be an NFT soon? I mean, what's up with this, Larry? Where do you specifically want this to go? Because I think you can put the shit on t-shirts and sell it. All right. That's just me.
Yeah, dude, Larry drip shorts, t-shirt and hoodie.
drip shorts, t-shirt, and hoodie. I never thought I'd hear those words ever in my life, but I'm here for it. I support the homie. I'm here for it. Do you think you could
Yeah.
end up like? Doesn't that guy make video games?
Deki Naganuma? No, he's the composer.
Yeah,
Music
well, he
composer.
composes music. Same shit, whatever. Maybe you
it's
get like a
tough.
bar in one of his songs or something.
Mm.
I remember
Can
in
you
that
get it?
Shofu Smash rap, man. You were back there. You wanted to spit some shit. I know you wanted to. You were ready, man. I never forget, baby. I never forget. I'm talking
Dude,
to
okay. So for like the for that Shofu thing,
Mm.
he actually asked me if I wanted to do lyrics. I'm like,
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
well, I didn't know everyone else was gonna do it. I didn't realize how many people were actually gonna do it. Like if I knew, I would have done it.
Got you. Yeah, I was originally supposed to be in it too, but I had something happen back home and I wasn't allowed to leave the state. I didn't get too much into that, but
Damn.
kidding, guys. I'm kidding. What the fuck? You just looking at me like I'm a crook.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, Asif, nuke this vibe right now.
God sake.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
so
couldn't tell if you were joking.
so let's fast forward a little bit here. Here we are, man. 2022. We all know what's coming up this weekend. It is the tournament that we all know and love. Genesis number 8, back for its 8th installment. What are your thoughts on everything, man? How confident are you going in? You know what I'm saying? Have you had a chance to look at the bracket? I mean, what's up? What's on Larry Lurr's mind?
I looked at my bracket.
Sure.
I actually like my bracket, but at the same time, I don't know if it's gonna change. So I'm kind of just I'm prepping, but I'm not heavily invested in it, especially because there's upsets and stuff that could happen even then. I think it's gonna be crazy. There is going to be a lot of upsets. I'm also really excited.
Yep,
to
100%.
I'm really excited to see Atelier play because I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's the best Pokemon trainer in Japan. He's really really good. Um, he's also sponsored by Team Liquid, which is super random.
Yeah, that's still the most random sponsorship I've ever seen announced. In
Like
Smash,
literally,
I'm just like, huh?
like he's good enough to like have a team, but like I feel like so many people were just like, wait, who? Because I mean, unless you like keep track of Japan, you're probably not going to know who he is.
Yeah, he's really good. He went on like
Yeah.
he went on a couple of tears, and now I don't know if all the Japanese players are coming over. I don't think so,
I don't
but
think so.
yeah, but definitely like seeing him is going to be pretty hype. I'm looking forward to that one,
Mhm.
especially. Any like particular people you're gunning for in that tournament?
I mean, if I get the chance, I want to play Leo again.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay. So that
Okay.
corn ain't shit. That's what you said, man. You beat it at the invitation.
yeah, when I played at in Reta, the Mexico Invitational, I my wolf wasn't as prepped as it should have been for him. So I kind of had to rely on Falco, and I don't like that matchup as Falco.
Wait a minute. Wolf, Falco, the me. You're not playing me, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I
What
hope
are we
he's not
doing?
playing me anymore. Good
Hey,
lord.
relax. I happen to be a
What you
fan. Can we
doing?
talk about it, Larry?
You're a me brawler advocate.
Not an advocate. I play me gunner, so I'm a fan of the me's. I don't like playing against me, bro, but I do appreciate a good one when I see him. I mean, what's up? What's up with that, man? We're not gonna get any of that this weekend.
I still use them. I don't know who I would use them for, but yeah, I still use me brawler. I think for the most part, I want to put my focus on Falco and Wolf, but yeah,
Good decision making, yes.
Okay.
Good decision making. We need to get Larry a sponsor, man. How you been? How you been killing it this long? You still a free agent. When I was on Beast Coast, I tried to advocate for Larry to get him on, but they were being gyms with like their demands because that's just how they're just gyms sometimes. I love them to death though. So we're still trying to get Larry that good sponsorship that he needs, man.
I'm actually talking to a few teams.
Are you talking to a few teams, man? Who you talking to, man? Give us the sauce, man.
I don't want to say, but I'm talking to a few teams. That's all you need to know.
Man. I'm like always about the inside.
Don't say anything.
All right, man. All right. We'll give it. That was a test. That was a test. You got to treat every negotiation like an NDA. Don't say shit.
That's right.
Trust me, I know.
No, I'm sure you're going to get picked up soon, Larry. I mean, you're a phenomenal player. And yeah, I actually wanted to ask you a couple questions about Genesis as well. First off, which strategy are you going with? Are you just running up and trying to hit them first? Or are you running up, maybe waiting a second, and then trying to hit them?
I'm gonna run up and wait a second and hit them.
Okay.
That one seems to work the best.
The heck?
But really, talking about Me Fighter and all these pocket characters that people have, how do you feel about because we talked about this on the show quite a bit about how in Ultimate it seems like the meta is shaping up to where you need not just 2 characters, you need 3, maybe 4 like solid characters in your pocket now to come up with favorable matchups. So how do you feel about going up against some of these new characters that might be coming out, like Corrin, um, uh, um, the arms fighter? I can't even remember her name right now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Min.
Yeah. Players like that. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, Ultimate in general is interesting because this is the first Smash game where there's by far more most of the characters in this game are viable, and yeah, like literally like 40, 50 characters they're viable. That's the issue. It's just that there's so many viable characters that it's not necessarily that you need a secondary, but just for the sake of simplicity's sake, a secondary is just more helpful because you're not going to know every matchup, and then there's certain matchups you're going to play where it's like kind of hard for the character you use. So that's why so many players have at least 2 characters that they can use.
Right. And who do you foresee yourself kind of leaning more into this weekend? I mean, obviously you're going to play a healthy bit of both, but which one have you been feeling more?
Well, looking at my bracket, it's looking like a Wolf bracket, so
okay.
I'm going to be playing Wolf more this weekend probably, but we'll see. Again, the bracket might change, and I'm like, oh shit, it's a Falco bracket now. Yeah, it just depends, but I would say it's mostly Wolf at the moment.
Well, I mean, and speaking of your bracket, man, how comfortable are you kind of going into Genesis? I know sometimes winning is a mind over matter type of thing. I mean, you even just talked about it a little bit ago with, you versus Void, all those years ago, you felt like he was just stronger, but you were guessing right. Is it a confidence thing? I mean, where's our mindset at going into Genesis?
It's good. I feel like in terms of competing, I've had a good balance of just practicing with people. I feel like that was like one of my main issues before. It's just there's so much stuff I didn't know, like matchup wise, and because there's so many characters. But I feel like going into the event, there's no one I'm really worried about, especially considering I feel like I have a roster that can cover me. It just depends on if I'm playing well or not, which I feel like recently I've been playing pretty well. Like I can't complain about how I've been playing.
Larry been humble for over 10 years. One day, bro, I'm gonna get you to say I'm just about to smack some bitches and that's it. One day, Larry. One day. It's gonna be glorious. I'm gonna be present for it, and I can't wait. But I wish you the best of luck. I think you're gonna do great at Genesis. Honestly, I do. I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I'll be there Thursday, man. We can hang out, shit like that, and yeah, jam it. It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah. So really quick here, because we only got you for a couple more minutes. Pound, are you going? I mean, what's the future for you look like this year? I know obviously a billion tournaments were announced, but
I'm not going to Pound because it's the same weekend as Kawaii Con. So
okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of events this month, I'm going to Genesis and then Kawaii Con. Next month, I'm actually going to be in Europe for a couple of weeks. So there's going to be a tournament in Germany I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go to a tournament in the Netherlands. And then after that, I forget what I have for May, but I know I'm going to battle a BC. And yeah, I don't.
Yo,
are you gonna go to Evo as a spectator?
Am I gonna go to US? No, I'm not gonna go. Well, no. Maybe.
I was considering going just to hang out, just because it's Vegas. Be degenerate, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But
Well,
I mean, I know you're streaming and shit. I don't have too much more for you, but
yeah. Well, Larry, I mean, as always, dog, it's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to speak. I feel like we all don't really get to see each other and speak as much anymore because when we're at tournaments, it's like all business, and then like the one day it's time to chill. Everybody's packing up so they can stay up all night and fly the hell out and go back home. But it's always a pleasure, man. Just really quick for the people who are watching who don't know you, and I mean, at this point, I don't even know who doesn't know you in this community. But for those who don't, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? I mean, what's up? Give them the credentials.
I have Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. It's all Larry Lurr. I have a TikTok that I don't use. I actually don't even remember what it is because someone took Larry Lurr. Which
who the hell took Larry Lurr?
yeah, someone took it. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's a sign of being famous enough for someone to squat on your handle. Like that's coming up.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Yeah.
All right, well, y'all heard it first, friends. In the chat, you already know what to do. Go follow this man. Go support him. Go maybe purchase that Larry NFT that I know is probably coming. It has to be in the works, and I want to make sure I'm in the conversation with all that. All right. But yeah, Larry, thank you for pulling up on this, man, today. It's always a pleasure, dog. Until next time, until this weekend, actually, we'll have to all make sure we can get together and kick it.
Yeah, man. I'll see you this weekend.
Sounds good, Larry. Thanks for your time, bro. Enjoy your stream.
Yep, I'll see you.
Peace. Good guy, Larry, right there. Good guy, Larry. As he struggles to figure out how to leave the call. There we go.
All right.
That was excellent commentary on that short situation, Phil.
Right,
excellent.
On. Every now and then.
Yeah, thank you again to Larry Lurr for coming on to Wide World of Electronic Sports, being with us to talk about himself, talk about, random Twitlongers, talk about Smash in general, talk about Genesis 8. I mean, Larry, I really hope you win Genesis. I'm going to be rooting for you. I know you can do it. And we're all going to be hoping that you bring it out. Let's go on with the rest of the show, though, because we still have a whole show to talk about here, right?
Whole ass show.
I mean, damn. Like, there's news. Okay, so obviously the big news was that we got Larry Lurr on the show. And if you want to see more amazing interviews like that, make sure you're following here on Shacknews Twitch. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit all those buttons. The Steve Tendo interview, Vishy, I'll get that Steve Tendo interview for you if you really want. He doesn't play any esports, but we'll get it. I know we could. So keep following here until that happens. Make sure you sub to the channel. If we get enough subs, maybe I can guarantee that Steve Tendo. You know what, Vishy? You get me 20 more subs today, and we'll get you that Steve Tendo interview.
Yeah, where's the subs at? Yeah, we get some subs, then we can start doing some stuff in this chat. Y'all, I see some names in here that ain't subbed. I ain't gonna call nobody out, but y'all know what to do, man.
But no, really, thank you to everyone who is supporting the channel. We very much appreciate everyone's doing it for Shacknews. If you would like to do it for Shacknews, please consider subscribing to the channel. You could get us hooked up with even those Prime Gaming subs. We take those. We love the Prime Gaming subs. You can get those by hooking up your Amazon account and your Twitch account together. They give you Prime Gaming, and then they just give you a free sub to use every month, and you can kick that our way. If you can't watch all the stuff live here, though, if you want to catch all of these interviews you can always head over to YouTube, where we're exporting our VODs. We're exporting all of our Twitch stuff, plus thousands of hours of exclusive content over there. Our 2 Twitch channels, Shacknews Games and Gamer Hub Videos. Make sure you subscribe to both of those. We're actually going to be talking about one of those exclusive Shacknews videos later on in the show. So make sure you stick around for that. But if you really like what you're seeing, a gifted sub from Don't Be Jealous. Jealous, thank you so much for the gifted sub, doing it for Shacknews. Very much appreciated.
Jealous.
That's what we're talking about.
That's hero.
Exactly what we're talking about. Exactly. Very, very much appreciated. But yes, if you like all that stuff on Shacknews Twitch, if you like all the stuff here, if you like all the stuff over on YouTube, maybe you could talk about it over on your social media channels like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those that we were just talking about. We're at Shacknews on Twitter and Facebook, Shacknews Media on Instagram. You can go check us out. Go check out Denny Von Doom DVDs holding it down over there. And he's doing a great job. Make sure you go and give us a follow, a quote tweet, a retweet, all that good stuff. And then head over to shacknews.com, where we have all of pretty much everything I've been talking about. You can find linked over at shacknews.com. Plus, all of our written content, reviews, previews, guides, uh, tons of features, lots and lots of amazing content. But what's more, yeah, it's more than you could even talk about. But more important is we have our own social media platform that we're hyping up. Shack Pets is available over there. You can link to it anyways. It's actually available on the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store for $0, completely free. It's a super awesome way to spend some time. You can upload pictures of your pets. You can just scroll through the feed of pet pictures. You can vote on which picture you think is the cutest. You can challenge your pet pictures against other people's pet pictures and fight for dominance, fight for the ultimate battle for cuteness. Make sure you go check it out. Like I said, it's absolutely free. And then head over back to shacknews.com and get involved in all the things we have going on over there, like Shack News Chatty, Shack News Reader, Shack News Cortex. It's all available for you, and it's all supported by Shacknews Mercury, our subscription service, where we only charge $1 a month for you to do it for Shack News. I mean, that's it. You can show everybody that you're doing it for Shack News with your Shack News Mercury sub. You'll get a cool emblem that shows everyone on the chatty that you're doing it for Shack News. You'll also get access to David Craddock's long reads. You'll get no ads, even though we don't really even run ads, except for the one for Shack Pets. That's all we're running right now. But yeah, make sure you check it all out. Make sure you support us. We're greatly appreciating everyone who supports us, everyone doing it for Shack News. Thank you so much. Let's get on with the rest of the show, though. We got esports news to talk about.
Let's do it.
And again, thank you so much to Larry Lurr for being on the show. Another amazing interview. Make sure you go check that out on the YouTube VOD if you miss it, or if you did miss it. But let's get into the rest of the news. I'm going to let Rod take this one because, Rod, you actually did an interview with someone over at Ludosity about Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. So let's go from Smash into some more platform fighters. Let's talk about your interview. What were the most interesting highlights from your chat with Thaddeus and his work on All-Stars?
When I interview artists of any sort, because that's essentially what he is, I always ask, what was the creative origins? What was the creative DNA into who you are today in the community? And, I believe he said something to the effect of, he didn't really expect himself to be like a designer, creating characters, things as such. But it wasn't until he came across, Slap City, and he was given like kind of free reign to tinker around and, and to work with some of the characters that he really fell in love with what he was doing. And I just thought that was such a beautiful thing to see. It was like a bit of a happy little accident, but I'm glad it happened because of his work at Ludosity and Slap City. That is the creative foundation that makes Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl the game that it is today. And so excited that he had a chance to sit down with me. He kept apologizing in the interview. He's like, "Oh, my place looks crazy," and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude, look, we're here to talk about you and your work in gaming. I don't care what your place looks like. Okay, I'm here to talk about your accolades and achievements. And he has quite a few.
I wouldn't trust a game developer's place. It was too clean anyway. I need that shit a little grimy.
See, Phil, you get it, man. You see, you should have been there. But yeah, all jokes aside, though, he just a really, really nice gentleman. I really appreciate his work. I think we talked for maybe about 30, 40 minutes. He just kind of gave me the ins and outs. Now, usually when people interview, maybe not so much developers, but more so designers, they're expecting questions about why I made a character a type of way, why Patrick plays like Patrick, why Aang plays like Aang. But in all reality, I wanted to get his thoughts on just his work and his impact on the community. And, a lot of the questions, when he answered them, he was like, I think this has, more to do with Game Mill. I was like, yes, but also I feel like they are playing with something that you've created. What are your thoughts on it with Max Ketchum and, he did the Nickelodeon Invitational, where the game stands right now in a competitive sense, and where would you just like to see the game go? And I think when I asked those questions, it really opened him up a little bit more, because when you're in that position of power in the industry, you're just used to shilling out the same answers over and over. So I was able to kind of poke and probe. Yeah.
Should ask him when the follow-up game is coming out.
No,
Nick too.
Yeah, make sure you all check out the interview. Apu checked it out, so thank you, Apu, for watching the interview. We appreciate your kind words. but yeah, that was an awesome interview, Rod, and it was really cool to see you talk with Thaddeus about his work on Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, and you really got deep with some of those questions, and I really appreciate the insight and the investigation that you do when talking with people, trying to get to the core of who they are and why they're doing what they're doing.
That's right. And he's having fun with it. So I can't complain. I wanted to ask him, I know we're about to talk about maybe multiverses or something. We might
Yeah.
splash it in there later, but I was like, maybe I should ask him about some of the competitors. I was like, nah, let me not. I don't want to be TMZ. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let it
Keep
go.
keep the talk on Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
exactly, since
Yep, yep.
that's a smart move. But you actually did touch on what we were going to talk about next. WB Multiverses is our next topic. So let's just move on from one platform fighter to another. It looks like we've had some gameplay videos leak online. They're getting taken down lightning fast. I don't even know if the one that I linked to is still up. There it is. So yeah, I apologize for the quality of the video, but this is like the only one of these videos I've been able to find. And obviously it's covered with the blocking to make it harder for their algorithm to detect. Because these videos are getting taken down, but you know what? I'm showing it to you. Here's the leak so far. And really from what I'm seeing, and there's no audio obviously, but this video does have audio. And from what I'm hearing, I think
Yes.
it looks a little bit more polished than Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl. What do you guys think?
I most certainly think it is. And I also found out too that the blocking is up because each person who gets a free code to play, they have certain
Yeah,
codes on the
yeah,
screen.
exactly.
And
This is
so
to hide
and I
their
was
identity.
and I'm like, I said, okay, someone wanted to be the hero, the savior that the community needed. And honestly, I mean, just from the sheer nature of their marketing schemes, everything, not schemes, but their marketing plans and everything that they're shilling out. I'm like, voice acting, some of the most iconic characters ever, Batman, fucking Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry. I mean, as we can see here, we got Jake, from Adventure Time. I'm just like, hey, now look, the platform fighter community, they're a very hard community to please. I want recognizable IPs. I want voice acting, music, multiple costumes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, hey, look no further. This is, in my opinion, the most polished platform fighter since Smash. That's all. That's it for me.
Wow.
This game looks great because I think they're smart enough to just copy the Smash model through and through. Everybody else trying to take a little spin on this, make it unique, this, that, the other. Man, nah, do what works, bro. This looks like a carbon copy of Smash with just some different characters, and I love it. I think it's going to be a great game, success. Speaking from what I know behind the scenes, without revealing stuff I'm not allowed to reveal, it's going to be heavily invested on the competitive side, so you can expect some good shit to come out of it. And I'm definitely all in on it when it drops for show.
Yeah, I think they lean into like I mean, obviously we all want to play the game 1v1, but the innovative approach this one takes is that they focus more on the 2v2 aspect, which I think is a little strange because doubles is a format where regardless of whatever platform fighter it is, it doesn't get as much love and recognition. So but they want to lean into that because some characters have moves that do not work if they aren't in a 2v2 type of format. And then also too, I believe from what I was looking at in some of these videos, there's no ledge hanging. You can like cling, kind of like Greninja and Smash, and you'll slide after a while, but you can't really grab ledge. So they're kind of, I think they borrowed that, I think, from Rivals of Aether. I don't think they can grab ledge, or maybe it's Brawlhalla. It's one of the two, but
Rivals, you couldn't grab ledge.
okay, so yeah, they borrowed that from Rivals. So they're borrowing parts and pieces from other competitive titles. So I think that's really cool.
What I'm most impressed with is like it just seems like Nickelodeon. So Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl being developed by Ludosity, developers of Slap City, they have kind of Smash in their development DNA already, right? They already made a game that was very close to it was kind of like this mix of Smash 64, but with a little bit a tiny bit of newer mechanics thrown in there. But I feel like Slap City, it reminded me most of Smash 64, but it felt really good to play, right? It was simple, but felt good. Where they kind of just, I'm not saying they shit the bed with Nickelodeon's All Stars Brawl. In its essence, it is a fun game to play, and in its core, it is a competent platform fighter. But I feel like they just didn't get the support from the publisher and from Nickelodeon that they needed. Obviously, with the lack of voices, the lack of licensed audio, things like that. Whereas this game is kind of coming out of left field, right? Like it it's being developed by Player First Games, a new studio that's backed by veterans from everywhere, right? People that worked on Call of Duty, people that worked for Disney, people that worked on God of War games, and the cinematic leads and animation leads for Santa Monica Studio and whatnot. I mean, it's not like these people have made a Smash Brothers game, but they just from what I'm seeing, they did a really damn good job at just hitting it out of the park first bat. Like, how does this happen?
Just a lot of research, a lot of course, community feedback, which I think is something that a lot of
Yeah,
developers really struggle with.
That's
But
what it is.
yeah,
Nail on the head right there. They've had so many demos with just inviting certain people to test and give feedback
mhm.
on the game. That's how if you're gonna invest in a competitive community and you're basically just literally just copy pasting Smash's model, that's what you should do. You get some good top players to give you some feedback, keep it NDA, keep it hush hush, keep working on that shit, and boom. I mean, this game's gone through many iterations, and this leaked footage is like the best of what I've seen thus far. And I played like the demo of the last one, and it looks like they've kind of taken it up even further since then.
yeah.
So very very
Mhm.
happy about
I
that. I
like the
don't know if that whole
percentage.
doubles format's going to be the main competitive go to. I think that's what they're going to try and push, but I think there might be some pushback on that. And we get like a singles league too, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like them going for the doubles league might just appeal more towards them getting just more signups, for tournaments. Or you do it if you focus on doubles, it just it appeals to. I'm not saying it appeals to the casual set of players more so, but it definitely opens up your audience. You'll get people who are very serious about the game who want to play competitive 1v1. You'll get those people, but you'll also get people who maybe just want to have fun with a friend or whatever.
Yeah,
So
inherently, I see what they're doing with it. But
I can see why they would do that. But yeah, you're right. A singles community will obviously develop from this. But yeah, I just love like the difference in like visual style between different characters, like how Batman animated series, the animated series Batman looks like animated series Batman, how the characters from Steven Universe have kind of that flat, cell shaded kind of look to them. I love the percentage floating underneath the character. Yeah, like I like a lot of different, like the from the text on screen to the backgrounds and everything. Like, yeah, this looks really solid.
Yeah, they just did it right, and not to say that Nick did it wrong. I think Nick was more so maybe worried about the business aspect of it, like getting the game out, making sure that it sells at the right time, as opposed to, I
that's
think, really the
absolutely
artistry.
doing it wrong, Rod. They did it completely wrong. I know you
Yeah,
just interviewed dude, so you're being nice. Nah, they fucked
no, no,
up.
I was,
Point
I was about
blank
to say,
period.
no, no. There's a level of just artistry that's just not there, and I think you just can't
Yeah.
afford to not have it there. Like, because you brought it up earlier, Smash is the template. So the minute you drop anything that looks like Smash, we as Smashers are going to compare it to death, and you know, it is what it is. Great guys over there, but there's always Nick too. So hopefully they do a sequel or something.
There you go. All right.
Like they even
Chris.
got the Final Destination that looks like the lab, right? Like the classic fighting game lab with the spacing, and they're just they're doing it right. So yeah, I can't wait to see more from WB Multiverses. I'm actually more excited for that than I thought I was going to be, for sure. After seeing this leaked footage, but let's move on. Let's get into some more esports news. Another game going mobile. So we knew that Valorant was going mobile. It was already
Right.
announced last year
Right.
during the game's first anniversary, but we hadn't really seen any footage. But here it is, another footage leak
I'm just
surfacing.
finding all the leaks. I'm finding
You
all the
are,
leaks this week.
and I want to put them back to back, obviously. So yeah, we got footage of Valorant mobile appearing now, and with you mentioned how PUBG and Fortnite are already there. Apex is on the way. Like Apex Mobile is right around the corner as well. So yeah, is there any shooter that's just not going to go mobile? Is that the way to go? I mean, obviously, it opens up your game to a huge player base that couldn't play before, like people who aren't able to afford top tier gaming computers, things like that, uh, are much more likely to be able to
Get a $1,200 phone.
get a $1,200 phone. Well, get a phone that you might be paying $20 a month for. Get a phone that is maybe a couple generations old, but still very decent as far as being able to play games. Obviously, we know smartphones are just ubiquitous now, right? They're everywhere. Whereas not
Right.
everybody has a gaming PC. Yeah, what'd you think of this footage, Rod?
Well, I thought the footage looked really good, and it kind of that's why I had to put that little bit in there about like Fortnite and PUBG and everybody else kind of going mobile. And I know Fortnite obviously had a little pushback with Apple or with Apple, but it looks like Valorant's going to play a little nicer. It just feels like obviously 40-ish years ago, we had, am I still going to go to the arcades or am I just going to buy the home console and so I don't have to waste quarters anymore? And it looks like we're starting to kind of maybe get that a little bit more here. Now, obviously, I guess I don't want to call the home consoles or the PCs the predecessors because they're still a very live and vibrant business. But I really see cell phones giving the gaming consoles a run for their money, even the PC, and not maybe in a sense of sales, but when I think of esports specifically, partnering with certain companies, getting team phones, always having the latest phone, getting stuff directly from Apple, player exclusive stuff on cell phones, interacting with the apps, all that type of stuff, the convenience at your fingertips. And I think that if there was ever a genre of game to do that, it should be the shooters. And I think Valorant looks really damn good. I don't play Valorant very often, but I might have to tap in once it hits the mobile.
I have to jump in here and agree with Vichy and Krabs. This looks like a mess. Like
Okay.
the UI covering the phone and everything, like your thumbs are going to be everywhere. This looks like something people will play on an Android emulator on their computer just to gain a competitive edge over those who are still playing on their phone with their thumbs covering 75% of the screen.
Yeah, that's how Call of Duty and PUBG work currently.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't know, like games like this, FPS on phones, on mobile, doesn't really do it for me. Same thing with Fortnite, didn't do it for me. I tried PUBG, didn't do it for me. And Valorant's a great game. Of course, they're gonna get into the space because there is a market for mobile games. Like we see, like PUBG has a very successful mobile league. Actually, it's actually insane. So imagine Valorant will follow suit. It's not for me, but I can definitely see the appeal, and I think it's gonna do just fine. Like everyone's gonna check it out. It's probably like a great way to kind of kill time and shit. But eh, I'm not. It's not for me, and I think a lot of people share that sentiment. But it's probably gonna be a good little cash grab. So why not?
Probably met their goal of getting their microtransactions in as front of many different people as possible.
I mean,
Well,
it's not too far out of the realm of possibility, right? Like they have League of Legends Wild Rift now, and that was quite successful. It had a good start. They announced pro leagues or a pro circuit for it. There's going to be big money behind the tournaments that are coming out. I actually liked the time that I spent playing the game. But yeah, I agree with you. Like a game like Valorant is just too. You need a controller, right? You need bare minimum a controller to play this game. If you're going to try to translate it to a touch screen interface, it's just not going to be fun.
well, don't they have that backbone thing? Remember that attaches to
Yeah.
phones, or does not work with like some games?
No,
It-
that
it works.
absolutely could work with a game like this.
But
Okay.
you're going to get stomped by everybody using BlueStacks if you actually are trying to win.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And that's the Android emulator we were talking about. Yeah, I could see this being very popular with that kind of, that sort of gamer, which is basically the type that, would go as far as like wall hacking or, aimbotting or whatever. People who play on an Android emulator to use mouse and keyboard against those are in, touchscreen device lobbies. It's just scummy, right? Like it's just a scummy thing to do. But obviously people are going to do stuff like that, and there's a lot of them. Yeah, I hope that Riot is able to find success with stuff like this, but I feel like the space needs to be innovated a little bit more, right? Like I feel like there is room for a mobile centric esports shooter, but not one that's trying to be taken so literally from the computer, right? Like you take a game like Valorant, PUBG, Apex Legends, whatever, you move it over to mobile, it just becomes either too complex for its own good, or it just becomes necessary to use something other than the phone to play it. And if you're at that point, a lot of times you're going to feel like, well, why aren't I just playing this on a console? Why not I just playing this on a computer if I'm going to go through the
Right.
effort of using a controller and all of that?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
A good point.
basically, you just have to kind of accept like you're not playing the same game. If you can wrap your head around that, I think you'll have fun with it. Again, just like something to kind of kill the time. Maybe you can even look to try and get a little competitive with it if it does kind of go that direction. But yeah, it's not gonna be the same experience. I'll stick to my PC. Leave it at that.
Yeah. Kind of like us in 3DS Smash. It was like it's here for a while, but we know what we're waiting on.
Yeah. I like how Krabs, you mentioned how this looks like slow Valorant. It looks like regular speed Valorant to me. All right, let's move on. Enough Valorant slander.
On that more slow, and then it took the guy 7 different touches of the screen to turn around.
Yeah, it did. Let's talk about another gaming streaming service getting shut down, though. Mixer obviously was the last big streaming service that we remember being a real competitor to Twitch, showing a little bit of life and then just getting snuffed out. Another one has bit the dust, though. Tencent has a gaming streaming service in China called Penguin Esports. Okay, it sounds more like a esports organization to me than a streaming platform, but I guess it's called Penguin. Penguin Esports is gone, though. There is no more Penguin Esports. It's completely shut down after more sweeping crackdowns by Chinese regulation on tech and gaming. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this real quick, just because I feel like China has a huge investment in gaming with companies like Tencent and NetEase buying up investment stakes in Western companies like Epic and others, or outright just buying studios wholesale. But the country that they operate in is just so dead set against gaming in general. Like this is weird dichotomy. Like, what do you guys feel about this?
Remember, this is the same country that only allows like 30 American films to be shown over there a year or some shit. So,
Yeah.
And just judging by the terrain, it looks like Marvel and Disney has a lot of that in the chokehold. But, this, it's just typical China behavior. I mean, I think we did a story maybe sometime last year, and it was something to the effect of them trying to ban esports or something like that. Like it's something very aggressive and very just in your face. I'm not surprised. However, Tencent, with them just being the most powerful company, well, not the most, but one of the most powerful companies on the planet, I'm sure they'll bounce back from this. But this honestly really took me by surprise, because I felt like a lot of people use I think it's called Penguin Picture streaming service, whatever it's called. It looks like people used it a lot, and they just axed it. It was crazy.
I didn't know it was there. Not gonna miss it when it's gone. But that's unfortunate.
No, it really is unfortunate. I mean, obviously, a lot of people probably use this platform. Any kind of platform you have in China is going to be used by a lot of people just by the sheer volume of user base available to your platform there. It really sucks that you have these kinds of things pop up and then for them to get, struck down. I just wonder, like, how are these companies going to become a global leader in video games when their country doesn't want them playing video games?
Move to Japan where they want it.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
obviously,
switch it up a little bit, baby.
Does Japan want video games? They don't even like Xbox there.
true. Maybe they don't care as much for Master Chief, but Mario and the rest of the gang certainly has a place over there. But yeah, I mean, again, this is just really strange, but really, familiar behavior from from China. And it kind of sucks because, like, I mean, I've even seen like companies go as far to change like their whole everything to make sure this film can be played over in Japan, whether it's like, again, in Avengers Endgame, we had to call it multiverse jumping because time travel is talk of that goes against some sort of other shit over there. They can't talk about ghosts. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you have to really tweak and change.
Can't talk about ghosts. What?
Yeah, like ghosts are not they
That's
don't
illegal
exist.
as all hell, man.
Yeah, you can't.
Get your ass kicked for something like that.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll get your ass kicked. It could be a lot worse. And they just have very strict policies, and it really sucks to see somebody as proficient as. And I'm not saying Tencent is perfect, of course. No company like Tencent is perfect, but for something like this, it just seems really minute and petty. I'm like, come on, really? Like, Really? We came for penguin pictures. We could have did anything, but you decided to go for that. All right.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Jealous talking about limiting the influence of Western culture. For sure, that is definitely something to at play here.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
so yeah, we're just unfortunately, like we're just gonna keep seeing stories like this pop up out of China. If this keeps going on the way it is. Um, but honestly, like I I don't really have too many tears or anything because
Sure.
Tencent is just buying up everything, right? They're just buying up people, buying out stakes, buying
I wish they'd buy me. I need the money.
controlling stakes and shit like that. And I
If I
just
could buy people, I would.
they're just
Take it back to the good
they're
old
buying
days.
up companies left and right. They're trying to be the new Microsoft of China or whatever. And I feel like the interest the their interests might not necessarily align long term with what you know Western companies will want to do. So yeah, I feel like the influx of cash, obviously is just really alluring, but you got to be careful with who you get in bed with, and if the country that your investment, your majority investment stake is uh, headquarters in, if they're the country that they're headquartered in is cracking down on the industry that you're dealing in, then yeah, maybe it's not such a great idea.
Yeah.
Dude, if China ever just embraces like esports, see ya.
The world
I
would be
mean,
in a
and
much better
I
place.
feel like they have, in a way, like esports is widely accepted in China. Dota 2
Not big
is
enough.
huge. LPL is a big deal. You know what I mean? There's big deal esports in China, but I feel like China just wants the government itself wants to have the control of whatever that esport is, right? They want to have control over the game being played, the people who are playing it, the people who are watching it, everything, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hope that China figures out their human rights issues before I start worrying about their esports involvement.
Yeah, and I think Pyro also definitely hit another nail on the head, saying that China is, cracking down on Tencent, cracking down on video games because Tencent is kind of getting too big for them to be able to control,
Good.
and that's
Suck it.
obviously another thing they don't want.
Cry about it, your government gyms.
All right, let's move on to some more happier. Let's move on to some happier news, some more wholesome news, some more heartwarming news, something that will put a smile on your face because that's how we like to end the esports talk of the day. And of course, this time we're talking about another esports program in education. Rodney, this is your forte. Take it away.
Yo, so I just feel like these stories are starting to just to come. They're starting to pop up more and more, and I'm not upset. Back when I was a teacher, still even like trying to pitch the idea of esports in the after school program or even like into the actual curriculum. The principal and the faculty staff were just like, "Sir, you need to have a seat and immediately." And I'm like, "All right, we'll try again in a couple months." But I believe the story goes for what I had linked. They are trying to get esports into the hands of students in multiple middle schools and high schools. I want to say at least half of them in Denver,
Yeah,
Colorado, which is crazy when you think about it. There's probably a lot of high schools out there now, and I think this actually serves them really well because esports will show and highlight which kids. Obviously, they all need it, but which kids did not even have hardware like this, and now they
Mhm.
get to finally operate and work with it. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some more upper echelon, some more, financially stable schools. But I'm more so concerned with the ones that are going to go basically into the hood and give these kids a chance to really interact with the larger world around them. Because when you're a kid, your world is, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, dad, school, grocery store. Like, it's a very, very small world. But I think esports will really open up their ideas on what they can become in the future. Sure, somebody like me, I'm like, hey, look, I don't got no business on the sticks. You're not gonna catch me in bracket. However, there is other opportunities. Talking, writing, producing. Maybe there's a little Timmy or a little Sarah out there somewhere that's just like, I'm tired of pressing controller buttons. I want to press more computer buttons. I want to get involved in behind the scenes. And I think something like this will certainly highlight it. So this is cool. I think they have been planning this for a few months. This wasn't something that they came up with overnight, which is amazing because there's so many of these types of projects that we read about that they're nonprofits. They get announced. They get all their money. You know, they got a cool pitch deck, and then they collect the funds, and then you don't hear about them in another year, and they've collected multiple thousands of dollars. But I think something like this, they took quite a bit of time to get planned into motion, and it's Denver, okay? As we can probably see, they're going to try new things that they think the community will like. First one, obviously, being Weasley. I think were they not the first or one of the first? So
Yeah,
I mean,
I was
they
gonna
obviously
say
know what the
Colorado
future
was
looks
definitely
like in
up
the
there.
future. Yeah, that they were like, you know, one of the first two to legalize it. So they're thinking already with the type of future idea in mind. And I think esports is next up on the list. And if they can lay the foundation, the rest of the world will be in on it. Maybe even China. Who knows?
Yeah. No, I think it's actually even the plans are to get esports an esports team. So not even just bringing esports to the school, but actually founding teams in half of the schools across the entire state, which is, like you said, just huge. Like that is not only great news for Colorado and their high schools, but great news for esports in general. And yeah, like people were saying in chat, like Jealous, it's going to give some kids an opportunity to explore a career path that they might not have had a chance to explore before. You know, like I was saying, not everybody can afford top tier gaming PCs or things like that. Not everybody has the resources or social skills to find a esports team that will accept them as a new player. But by bringing in an esports team to half of the schools, yeah, these kids will be able to find a game that they love, plus a team to play with and represent their school. If this could lead to statewide esports actual competition between the high schools, where you could have, Rocket League, champs, going up against the same night, as like their state basketball or whatever. Like, I think that would be absolutely excellent.
Some bullshit, man.
I think so. Well, when I was at the Boys and Girls Club as a kid, we could never get our basketball thing together. Like I think we went to a couple of the other clubs, like maybe a handful of times, played against them, and that was it. And I always thought, damn, like this should not be this difficult with an organization at this level that gears their focus towards what kids want to do. And I'm like, well, if we can do that for basketball, we should be able to do that for video games. Even like just removing the whole, I guess this isn't collegiate, whatever it is at this level, whatever the fancy term is for, even removing that layer off of it, there should still be, hey, we have an after school club, something, and these kids like to get together. Can we come over to your school and play, and vice versa?
If they did this as like a purely intramural thing, like that would still be awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's, like you said, it's nothing negative about this for sure. I think
screen who you give these opportunities to. Some of these little bastards will try and steal some stuff.
They're giving these kids legal weed and video games while they're in school. This is not my experience from when I was young. This is the exact opposite.
Changed a lot.
I remember in my school in the 3rd grade, they got everybody in the auditorium together, and we had to write essays on why we think that our school would deserve a computer. And they picked the 3 best essays, and we sent them off and waited a year. And finally, somebody from Kellogg's picked somebody at our school's essay, and we got the first computer I ever saw in my real life. I got everybody in the auditorium, and they spun that thing you do when you play bingo for the balls to drop. And if your number got called, you got to be the kid in the auditorium that could use the computer for 10 minutes to play Oregon Trail.
Wow.
And then someone stole the computer.
There you go.
Well,
gotta watch
esports.
Hopefully it works
not
out
even once.
For them. It is a nice feel good story. So good luck.
That was a great feel good story, Krabs. Thank you. No, I know what you're talking about, Phil.
I apologize for being 100 years old.
No, that was an excellent feel good story. I hope this esports program out of Colorado produces some top tier talent, and I want to see some more news from that for sure. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that story as it develops. Make sure you stick around here on Shacknews Twitch and Wide World of Esports to see more of those types of stories. But I think that's going to do it for the main block of WWES. I mean, we had an amazing Larry Lurr interview. We had some excellent esports talk with some news dabbled in here and there. But let's get on to the real talk, the sauce talk.
Yes, sir.
We got a few things to talk about today. First up is actually one that is actually really interesting because this is something that you can find in other parts of the world pretty commonly, especially like in Japan where they have vending machines for everything. But here, not so much, right? Here, vending machines are pretty much limited to, candy, chips, sodas, water. You might get lucky and find one that can do like Dippin' Dots or whatever. But no, here we have a burger vending machine that literally cooks the burger right there inside the machine, spits it out to you in a carton, in a container. It's available. I think it's in New Jersey. Next time you're at a major over in Jersey, you gonna try one of the vending machine burgers, Rod?
I probably will. I mean, why the hell not? We talked, I think, a couple episodes ago. Maybe it was just this last one about like, doing the drive-through from your house, and then we talked about even before that the whole fast food, but the workers are on the 18th floor and we're down here on the first floor. So there's like whatever. This is just taking it to a completely different level. And I'm gonna be real. I don't know if I trust a vending machine that makes food. And it just feels like if something goes wrong or something gets contaminated, something crawls up in there, the whole thing is fucked. And you probably won't even know something's wrong or in there until you start to either smell something or after 18 people have already eaten a contaminated burger. And so I love the idea behind it. And it's very well put together. Like, this isn't just like some, college startup guys trying to pitch this on Shark Tank. Like, these are three very well-seasoned gents. Obviously, they know what they're doing. But I just can't help but to feel the human one-to-one aspect in sheer jeopardy if something goes wrong with any burger in that machine. I got to keep it real.
I think you're muted. Oh, no.
No, I'm not muted. Keep that shit to yourself. What are we doing, man? We got robots randomly making burgers and stuff. Huh? A robot can't cook like Gordon Ramsay. And I'm not saying these little pimple-faced dummies at fast food restaurants are Gordon Ramsay, but damn it, I feel more comfortable with a human personalized touch rather than some iRobot slapping together a Baconator. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'll watch somebody else try it. I'll watch them eat it. I'm not going to. And that burger ain't look that good either. How thin that patty is. That thing's struggling for dear life. Big ass, oversized bun.
Well, and that's my thing too. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, just the quality of really the meat is what I'm more specifically worried about. How do we? I mean, you would have to maintain this thing like every goddamn. I mean, I've never worked in fast food or a restaurant in general, but how often do we have to change the products and the food? I mean, you would have to basically coddle this damn thing forever. And then, God forbid, if you do multiple versions of this, you would have to have a very specific team to go out and fix things like the arcades back in the day. Like, you have to send literally somebody there to open it up, change the shit out, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just thinking in terms of money spent, at what point do you just tell yourself, maybe I should have just opened up a robot burger restaurant chain where we just dress as robots or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Still gets the futuristic point across, but I can keep this thing a little bit more together. This here, cool idea, but it looks like a pain in the ass.
Is that guy kneeling or is he the little person?
He's kneeling. Phil, goddammit. Phil, listen to me.
He's trying his best, man.
This whole picture is confusing. I don't know.
I mean, I would try a burger robo. I don't know if I'm sold on the idea. Like I said, I would need to try it to believe it. It's supposedly ready in 6 minutes, which feels like a long time to cook a thin-ass burger like that. I don't know why it would take 6 full minutes to put that together. I guess if it's going from raw, completely raw,
Well, it's also having to kill a cow inside the machine, strip it down, mess with the meat.
It's gonna have
it's shaking left and right like a space shuttle about to explode.
It's got to have frozen patties, and then everything is just set up in a way to be able to automate it inside the box there. Yeah, I feel like Rod definitely did touch on something though with like the maintenance and the cleaning. Like, is it completely self-cleaning? Like, you would need to clean that like every day.
And I think there is some self-cleaning, something that goes on inside of it. But can we just be honest? Look, if you work in a kitchen or if you've seen your mama cook, okay, there's just certain things that just need to be a little bit more disinfected than others. Certain things I can't touch, like cutting boards. We got to make sure certain cutting boards stay separate from each other. And I love this type of innovative thinking, but I'm thinking of it from a business standpoint. It takes 6 minutes to get a burger made. You want this thing to be convenient. You want it to be a direct competitor on the go in a place like New York and New Jersey versus Burger King, McDonald's, and all the other places that people are going to hit. I'm like, bro, 6 minutes and a long ass line for this burger, because it's going to be a long line. All right.
Could you imagine? Like, would you want to just
waiting 30
stand
minutes
in front of that thing for 6 minutes? Like you're just standing there on the street for six
No.
minutes waiting for that thing to spit out your burger.
I definitely don't want to do that. And again, I live in New Jersey. It's beautiful in certain parts, very ugly in other parts. And look, the rats out in tri-state are different. Okay, anybody we've seen videos. Okay, they're going to have a field day with this machine. They're going to end up they're going to find a way to get in it, and you never know. You might be eating a rat patty. So just be careful.
A rat patty. Not impossible, sadly.
If I was afraid of eating rat patties, I wouldn't be going back to McDonald's as much as I do.
Well, it's a good point. We've all probably eaten a little rat in our day, but
you've eaten the government allowed amount of rat, whatever.
Federally legal minimum is what we call it.
Exactly. Yes, that's what we've all had, and we've all loved it. No, I think it's a novel idea. I don't like the startup screen greeting you with "Hello, human." I feel like they need to change that a little bit.
Change it to "What's up, fat ass," because
exactly.
the clients.
Call it like it is, right?
Hey, Tubby, we know you're back.
They'll probably have a loyalty like tag that you can tap against the machine or whatever.
If the machine did start negging you, it would probably sell better.
It probably
and
would.
What happens if I put my
go well over there?
Well, what happens if I put my money in the machine or some shit, and then I don't, like, most vending machines are liable to crap out on you and start fucking up.
That's when you break them open with a blackjack and take your chips.
Well, you actually might be onto something. I'm just, again, thinking of the troubles of this machine, but I don't want to harp on it too much, but I just think it's a really strange idea. Sounds cool on paper, but in a place like New Jersey, I'm like, I don't know.
It's obviously going to have to be indoors, right? It couldn't just be outside in the street. People are going to tip it over. Like first night it was out there otherwise, or whatever. Plus being in the elements, if this thing is a kitchen inside of a box, I imagine being in the elements wouldn't be too good for it.
Most Americans are afraid of robots too. They had that one robot that hitchhiked across Canada, and they made it successfully. And they're like, "Well, let's send it across America." And it got in Philly for 3 seconds, and somebody beat the shit out of it and stabbed it.
I remember that story.
They just found the robot inside the sewer, all mangled up. Like, God damn, Philly tough.
We do have a very large distrust for robots, which we as a society will need to overcome before something like the Burger Robo can take a foothold in this beautiful US of A. All right, let's move on though. Let's not stick on the Burger Robo for too long. We got a little bit more sauce talk to get into. Let's get into the history of Taco Bell. A Taco Bell history lesson, if you will. Rod, I guess you wanted to talk about this one. What do you think about the origin of Taco Bell? And it's basically 8 items that were available, and you can't even really get most of them anymore. And everything was 19 cents. Oh, the old days. I mean, things were cheaper back then. Obviously, things were cheaper in the old times. It's no surprise. But I did like this article though, and I did like how how rapidly Taco Bell has changed, really, but also stayed the same.
Yeah, I think that there just needs to be a healthy amount of any of that when it comes to business, and it's very rare. With how prolific a lot of these fast food chains are, you don't really get the opportunity to really peek under the hood and see what makes them, which what we just talked about before, probably for good reason, because you might find a rat in your patty and they whatever. But I think for something like Taco Bell, just the stronghold that they have on the culture, whether it's the Baja Blast, the genre of food, of course, just everything that they've done these last so many years. I really wonder, how did this company come to be? Because obviously they didn't always look like this. And when I had the opportunity to read this, I was like, oh, okay. So he didn't even want a restaurant that you can come into. I think the original Taco Bell is no bigger than a 2-car garage. And he wanted
segregation ass picture.
Well, I'm pretty sure Black people weren't allowed to eat at Taco Bell. I'm just gonna throw that out there, okay? Black people didn't know what Taco Bell tasted like for probably a long time. But When I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, he wanted to have like music and festivities and all that type of stuff. Now, a lot of that is kind of woven into what Taco Bell is today with like the other genres and other cultures that Taco Bell kind of partners with and whatever, particularly video games and music. But to see it at its most basic form here, and what is this, what was it again, 1962 of all times? I'm like, he was kind of future thinking there. And again, the 19 cents for, I mean, could you imagine getting a chalupa for 19 cents? I'm gonna be real, I don't even like eating at Taco Bell, but for the price, I would have been eating at Taco Bell every damn day. Every goddamn day.
I mean, their gimmick has definitely been like a slim down menu where everything was kind of just one price, right? Because and then they expanded that in like I remember like in the early 90s where it was like 59, 79, 99 or whatever, and they had an ad campaign about that. And that was basically like all the items at Taco Bell were either 59, 79 or 99 cents. That was pretty much it. Like you really couldn't spend much more than that on one item. And that's obviously changed now, right? Like you go to Taco Bell now, you get a steak quesadilla. That's $4.99 right out the door, minimum right there. So yeah, it's interesting to see how it's changed. But like I like how you did touch on how he like wanted it to be like kind of like festive with music, fire pit, and thing like that. And now it's come full circle where people are having weddings at Taco Bell.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I mean, when I was in New York for Let's Make Big Moves, Phil was with me. We tried the Taco Bell Cantina. The wings were, the finest squirrel meat you could ever have. And, the drinks weren't all that strong, but again, you have to,
horrible.
well, okay. Well, they weren't as bad as I thought they'd be, but of course they weren't as good as they hyped it up to be. It was just some run of the mill random wing. But, the fact that they were trying a bunch of new things, I was like, Taco Bell has always been like this. I don't get why. Like they've always been like, we're doing it on the edge. Like we're going to be a little bit more tongue in cheek with our marketing and X, Y, and Z. After reading this article, it makes sense why. The gentleman who created Taco Bell just wanted a lot more than what some of the other restaurant experiences were. And he figured if I could remove the idea of sitting down and we can all stand up and interact, have good food, have drinks. I mean, isn't that what we all want? We just all want to be around good people and have good food. So I thought it was pretty interesting. It was the first thing that popped up too for me. I was like, let's see what's going on in the world of fast food. And it was like Taco Bell history lesson. I said, you know what? Let me learn about this strange dog food meat that I've been eating for a while.
It is a very slight grade above dog food, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about that. But I don't even, let me look up actually where Downey, California is. Is that Northern California or Southern California? I need to look that up.
Southern.
It's Southern?
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
30 minutes from me, I think, something like that.
Okay, so you living in Taco Bell land, my bad.
I don't go to eat that crap anymore.
Done with
I mean,
that.
if I'm drunk or stoned at 2 a.m., sure, because it's all that's open. But other than that, yeah, we done evolved a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay. Already Mr. Korean barbecue. Don't hurt nobody, all right? I hear you.
Good, man. Carees.
Wow, Downey, California is pretty close to LA. Like, it's not far.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that like a chain like this was originally created, in a place like Southern California, where I've had some of the best, Mexican food in my life. Taco Bell, as it stands today, not being one of them. However, once upon a time, I would imagine the food was a little bit more, homegrown, a little bit more mom and poppy. Somebody's aunt, somebody's uncle actually made you this food, but now you got a sweaty high school dude who doesn't like his job and that reeks of vape making my tacos and whatever. Down the hatch it goes, but it just hits a little different, when it's a little bit more consolidated, a little bit more mom and pop-ish.
No, I totally agree, and I wanted to thank you for the quick history lesson and look into Taco Bell's origins. But yeah, I gotta agree with chat. Nacho fries, Baja Blast, chicken quesadilla. It's all good shit. It's all good shit over there. I'm not like Phil. I'm not gonna hate on Taco Bell. I'm not above it. I'll go and get some. Not today though. First though, we gotta talk one more thing. We're gonna combine Sauce Talk with our esports talk a little bit and touch on some news out of the Smash scene with Papa John's. I know you're excited about it. You commented on the tweet. Yep. How do you feel about Papa John's being or having a presence at 12 Smash majors this year, including the upcoming Genesis?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, shit, man. Like we've been, you guys want, you know, some bigger kind of sponsorship type vibes at events. Where here you go, Papa John's attach themselves not to one event, but multiple events. What's that, like 12 or 14 events that we have coming
12
up? And
events.
yeah, and I know some people were like, "Oh man, I feel like this leaked some of the events." You think the TOs didn't sign off on this announcement first, you dumb
Yeah.
fucks? Learn how business works, okay? Secondly, I think this is gonna be really gonna be really good. I'm looking forward to this. I like Papa John's. As somebody who lives on the West Coast, there's so much dog shit pizza here that you got to kind of rely on a good chain restaurant to get it done. And out of the big three, I prefer Papa John's. That's my preference. I don't care what anybody else likes. So I'm all for the fact that Papa John's is going to be present at the events coming up. Looking forward to it. And yeah, I ain't gonna complain about free pizza. Sign me up.
No, I'm with you, Phil. Papa John's for me is, I mean, they've always got the job done. No complaints. And of course, the tournament, they didn't just partner with any old run of the mill tournaments. Like they partnered with the ones. And, I see a lot of tournaments, like a lot of BTS ones, some that are streamed by VG, some that are streamed by, I would imagine, 10-0. But, when it's all said and done, the power of pizza brought all these organizations together, just like how pizza should have always done. And I'm down. I was funny with CEO. I'm actually really curious to see how Jabali kind of tries to put the Jabali touch on it, because as we know, he did JFC a couple years ago. Then he also did Chipotle. So I would imagine he would try to Jabali.
Your ass.
Well, he might try to Jabali-fy
Right.
some of the pizza options here, and I'm really curious to see how it goes down. But or maybe if not just limited to CEO, maybe for all of them, like do like specific types of pizza depending on what type of region of the world you're in. Maybe I don't really know how innovative you can get with pizza, but this seems really cool. And they're even partnering with Apex too, which gives me all the more incentive to go to Apex. I mean, I was already going to go because it's just 20 minutes away from me, but I was like, yeah, free pizza, video games, and I get paid to talk. I'm gonna fucking be there.
Now you're signed up.
Now I'm signed the hell up.
You were on the edge. Papa John's pushed you over.
As they always do. And also, again, just to address something, I've seen the tweets, the replies. Oh man, the dude in charge of I said, look, man, he said that shit. Okay, it was horrible. He's gone. He's
in the companies. People are so fucking stupid.
So dumb. He's been gone for like 10 years.
How are you gonna hate Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq's a homie.
Yeah, I fuck with Shaq, but these guys, I just like look. Let bygones be bygones. The dude is gone. He said some messed up stuff. I don't see the same energy towards Subway when Subway partners with events. Oh, but Jerry, but yes, Jerry was fucking horrible and he's in prison for it. Okay, but we got to give Papa John's the same respect we give Subway. Okay, it's a new chapter, and they're partnering with video game events for free pizza. Come on, y'all. Just let it go. Let it die. Stop trying to shoot dead bodies. He's done.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I mean, I don't know if Papa John's is my absolute favorite. But as far as pizza chains go, I never turn my nose up at Papa John's, right? Like you hand me some Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, I kind of lump them all together, right? They all kind of float on that same kind of tier level for me. But Papa John's, I will say Papa John's does taste considerably fresher than like Domino's or Pizza Hut does most of the time. Plus the free garlic sauce, they got the accoutrements.
Yeah, I want that pepperoncini. If I don't get that, I can't enjoy the pizza.
Exactly. You get the pepperoncini, you get the garlic sauce, you get you get the things you need to really enjoy your pizza.
That's right. It is considerably fresher, and I'm glad it is Papa John's kind of, and really not just Papa John's, but most companies seeing the importance of esports. A lot of times these companies really struggle to get in on music events. Whether they are a silent sponsor or a front-facing sponsor, or they're like actually setting up shop at the events. And I think now they're starting to understand why these video game events are popping up all the damn time. What do we got to do to get our food in the hands and the mouths of these hungry gamers? And I think, Papa John's is certainly going about this the right way. It's going to be a Smash Summit 13, SmashCon Shine, main stage again. I mean, just a lot of these really strong events. And I haven't been to Big House since maybe the Big House 6 or 7, that was a long time ago. I might have to pull up for free pizza. Like it's serious now. A lot of tournaments that were like F tier, not saying Big House is F tier, but some of the tournaments that I did not think highly of, they've partnered for free food. They move up on the tier list for me.
Papa needs to get a dough mold that makes sure all the papadillas as they come out of the oven are shaped like Kirby.
Denny said not ordering any of these with Chicago local joints on every. Now, Denny, you need to stay. out of this. I'm not going to keep telling you, man. This Chicago
Chicago
stuff,
pizza's overrated. Just
Beat his ass, Denny.
it's damn lasagna pie. Stop playing with me, Denny. Okay.
No, I don't have any deep dish pizza here. It's just Papa John's. But no, yeah, I agree with you guys. This is pretty dope. And people who roll up for these tournaments, they're hungry, right? They want some food. So
They don't call them Hungrybox for nothing.
That's right.
Well, come on. There you go.
I'm sure
I'm
John's.
I'm sure that that collab is in the works as well. The Hungrybox times Papa John's in the hands of literally everybody coming soon.
This is the perfect chance for Smash to get its dedicated meal. If BTS gets their own McDonald's meal, then Papa John's should have the Hungrybox combo.
I never thought of it that way. I mean, I see the direct line of comparing, Hungrybox, one being, a group of phenomenal singers, and Hungrybox being Hungrybox. I get it.
I learned about both through the show. They're equal to me.
The Hungrybox combo. You get a medium one-topping pizza and a can of chunky soup.
And a live crab.
And a crab. All right. Let's move on. That is our Sauce Talk for the week. That is going to do it for Sauce Talk. It's going to do it for Wide World of Esports. But there's still one more thing I got to talk about. One more thing that's close to all our hearts. That's right. It's the Cortex winner of the week, the Shack Pets Showdown. It's the return of the Jedi. 8 Mikey and Mad Dog Delphi 97 are back on top of things
go, Mad Dog.
8 Mikey winning the Shacknews for the week. Mad Dog winning the Chatty. And really, one very notable thing from this top 20 this week is our own Blake Morris. Blake, you were right there. You were so close, Blake. It was like, what, 23,000 points-ish separating you guys? When you're dealing with 316,000 versus 293,000, 17,000 points doesn't seem like that much. And Blake, you were so close. Just a little bit more Shack Pets, a little bit more swiping left and right, a little bit more voting, a little bit more challenging, and I'm pretty sure Blake would have taken it for the week.
I'm surprised Blake just didn't pull the stimulus card, thing and just, load his own points or some shit. And I'm saying that with all due respect, but if you've ever had to play against Blake in the stimulus games, you would know how just crazily unfair it is. Because more times than not, it's a game that Blake is already a goddamn god at. And then, he's like, yeah, and I'm playing with 3 stocks and you only can play with 1. And I can't get you past 50% or the game wins.
The stimulus game boss battles were, widely unfair. Like, they're supposed to be unfair.
Right.
So yes, I think maybe 8 Mikey does need to have a little bit of boss battle rules imposed on just his account in order to bring him down to everybody else's level. But no, really, it's just he's got the squad. Asif talks about the 8 Mikey squad, and he's got it. He has like a farm. He's got like a ranch or something. So he has pets. He has pets upon pets upon pets. He's got inside pets. He's got outside pets. He's got,
So Blake needs to buy a zoo.
Amphibians and yeah, exactly. You got to get a zoo in order to compete with this guy. You need to be Matt Damon. Go buy yourself a zoo. And
wait. Matt Damon has a zoo?
He went to Mars, dude. He grew his own zoo. That's how he survived.
Okay, gotcha.
It was a good movie, The Martian.
Gotcha. Oh. Yeah. That's right. Okay, I forgot about
that. Wrong here. Wasn't that him?
Yes, he was in the movie called We Bought a Zoo, where him and Scarlett Johansson bought a literal zoo.
I thought so.
But he also went to Mars. Maybe not in the same movie.
Yeah. Okay, I must have. Sorry, when we bring up the
I'm sorry, I was being an a-hole. That's my fault.
Okay, I was gonna say because I got the best zoo in the world where I'm from, or at least in America. So
that's right. You live right next to Tiger King. I forgot.
Why don't you just go to your zoo, Rod? Take a picture of all the animals and upload them to Shack Pets.
Actually, I might have to
make up your own names for all of them.
There you go.
Get your own zoo squad to challenge 8 Mikey.
I as much as I like Shack Pets, I don't know if I've seen a penguin on there yet. So if I start coming through with the penguin love, they're gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, man. Mad Rod is coming soon. That's right, Apu. Mad Rod is coming.
All right, but yeah, congratulations to 8 Mikey and to Mad Dog Delphi 97 for being our 2 winners this week on the Context Winner of the Week, the Shack Pets Showdown. Make sure you go over to shacknews.com. Make sure you check out Shack Pets. It's free on the iOS App Store, free on the Google Play Store. It's free no matter where you get it, and it's a really good time. It's a lot of fun, and it's the way to win Shacknews. Well, I think that's going to do it, guys. I think that is a successful episode 127 done and in the books. Thank you again to Larry Lurr for coming down and speaking with us about Smash, about Genesis, about his living legend meme status. Very much appreciated, Larry. If you're still watching, very good luck to you in Genesis, and I know you're going to win it. We'll all be rooting for you. Thank you to Chris Gerard Krabs for his amazing technical direction and insightful questions peppered throughout the stream. Thank you so much to Rodney Conyers Jr. For your help in putting together the agenda and just for being an all-around very pleasant person to work with.
I try my best, you know what I'm saying? Some people think I'm toxic. I'm a narcissist. Some people think I'm a great guy. I'm the villain in somebody's story, but here I'm the good guy, so I'm about it.
Well, we need a villain for Rodfest 2K22, so we'll see maybe some surprises in store. Thank you to Phil Visu for being with us again. Thank you so much for being an excellent co-host and for all of your excellent insight as well. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem, man. Always a pleasure. No doubt, no doubt.
That's right. And I think with that, that's going to do it for us. Until next week, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.